Hi, my name is OFER SHOCHET and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Copprint. At Copprint we make copper ink that are transforming the way people make circuit boards. It's relevant for a lot of markets, for photovoltaic cell, for RFID and for general PCBs. We founded the company about 5 years ago. Two experienced entrepreneurs, world experts in nanotechnology and 3D printing. We ran it 2 years in a garage mode and then raised funding from two industry giants, from Henkel and from HP. And very recently, Tetsuta from Japan joined in as an investor. Electronics is around us, everywhere, and the conductive element is really the basic building block. About 100 years ago, it was made by wires, and then in the 1920s, people started using also printed silver in order to make the circuit boards. Since the 1950s, people are mainly using a chemical etching process, which is a highly polluting process using toxic chemicals done today mainly in China and Malaysia. This is how we are doing PCBs today. Is it possible to make it cheaper? Is it possible to make it in a non-polluting way? Is it possible to make it in Europe or the US? The answer is yes. With Copprint, it's possible to change very much the PCB market and the printed electronic market. And this is the way that people are making today: connectors, display, RFIDs, sensors, and in 10 years from now, a major portion of this market will move into copper inks. So what do we sell? We just sell ink. See on the right hand side, it looks like chocolate, just more shiny. The price is about $200 to $500 per kilogram, and we have a nice gross margin. We see a big need and customer, and we started selling about a year ago. For many years, people wanted to create copper inks because silver is very expensive and copper has the same conductivity level, just much cheaper. However, copper oxidation prevented the conductivity of the inks. At Copprint, we solved this problem. We patented it. We have a granted patent how to make copper conductive. And eventually, as you can see in the graph, the conductivity of our copper ink is higher than silver. We are also cheaper, so usually there is a 5 to 10 times better price performance for the copper ink relative to silver. Few examples for usage. The RFID market. This is actually the biggest by number PCB that is made. More than 20 billion units are made every year, and these are made today using aluminum and plastic. Yes, aluminum and plastic. Non-degradable, non-recyclable, non-collectible. Instead of that, it is possible to print copper on paper and obtain compostable RFID antenna. And the good news is that the compostable antenna using the Copprint technologies are cheaper than the aluminum and plastic antennas that are made today. We have partnership with the biggest RFID equipment vendor in the world, Muhlbauer from Germany, and recently signed an LOU with one of the biggest RFID vendors in the world to start deploying this technology in 2021. Another very interesting market for us is the market for consumer electronics and automotive. Actually, all the simple PCBs, one-sided, two-sided, which is about 30% of the total PCB market, will be cheaper to produce using printing than using chemical etching. And it's a huge market. And of course, the people that are working today on electronics with silver, switching to copper will make everything 5 to 10 times cheaper. Another very important market for us is the photovoltaic market. Photovoltaic cells are made today with silver inks, and just the cost of the silver today every year for this market is more than $2 billion. With Copprint technology, it is possible to cut the cost of production of the whole photovoltaic module by 15%. This translates to 15% cost reduction of electricity. We were founded 5 years ago. We raised first funding about 3 years ago from Henkel and HP. Since then, we scaled up our production by a factor of more than 2,000. We've proven our gross margins and started selling. We shipped, even though COVID year, we shipped our products to 25 countries, to paying customers, and we are very happy with the progress. We recently raised additional funding from Tatsuta. I'd be glad to explain more about Copprint and to talk to you further. Thank you very much.